In 1981, a small software company made a deal that would transform personal computing forever. That company was Microsoft, and the product was MS-DOS, an operating system that would become the foundation for billions of computers worldwide. Before MS-DOS, personal computers were expensive toys for hobbyists. Each machine ran its own unique operating system, making software compatibility a nightmare. If you wrote a program for one computer, it simply would not work on another. The industry desperately needed a standard, something that could unite the fragmented world of personal computing. Enter IBM, the computing giant that dominated the business world with massive mainframe computers. In 1980, IBM decided to enter the personal computer market, but they had a problem. They needed an operating system, and they needed it fast. IBM approached Microsoft, then a small company known primarily for programming languages, not operating systems. Bill Gates and Paul Allen, Microsoft's founders, did not actually have an operating system to sell, but they knew where to find one. A Seattle-based company called Seattle Computer Products had created QDOS, which stood for Quick and Dirty Operating System. Microsoft purchased the rights to QDOS for $50,000, modified it, and licensed it to IBM as PC-DOS. Microsoft retained the right to sell their own version, which they called MS-DOS. This decision proved to be one of the most consequential business moves in technology history. IBM's personal computer launched in August 1981 and became an instant success. But here's where the story gets interesting. IBM had made their PC architecture open, meaning other companies could build compatible machines. These IBM clones flooded the market, and every single one needed an operating system. Microsoft was ready. While IBM could only sell PC-DOS with their own computers, Microsoft could license MS-DOS to anyone. Compaq, Dell, and hundreds of other manufacturers all needed MS-DOS to run their machines. Suddenly, Microsoft's operating system was everywhere. MS-DOS was not particularly elegant. Users had to type commands into a black screen with white text. Want to see your files? Type dir. Want to copy a file? Type copy, followed by the file name and destination. There were no icons, no mouse, no graphical interface. Everything happened through typed commands. Yet this simplicity was also its strength. MS-DOS was lightweight, requiring minimal hardware resources. It was reliable and gave programmers direct access to the computer's hardware. Software developers embraced it, creating thousands of applications. WordPerfect, Lotus 123, and DBase became household names in offices around the world. Throughout the 1980s, MS-DOS evolved through multiple versions, each adding new features and capabilities. Version 3 brought support for larger hard drives. Version 4 added a basic shell interface. Version 5 improved memory management. With each update, the operating system became more powerful while maintaining backward compatibility with older software. The dominance of MS-DOS established Microsoft as the gatekeeper of personal computing. By the late 1980s, the company had leveraged this position to develop Windows, a graphical operating system that ran on top of MS-DOS. Even as Windows grew in popularity, MS-DOS remained the foundation underneath, powering the system until Windows 95 finally integrated the two. The impact of MS-DOS extended far beyond Microsoft's balance sheet. It created a standard platform that allowed the software industry to flourish. Developers could write a program once and sell it to millions of users. This economies of scale drove down prices and accelerated innovation. The personal computer transformed from an expensive curiosity into an essential business tool and eventually a household appliance. MS-DOS also shaped how we think about operating systems and software licensing. Microsoft's decision to license rather than sell their operating system outright created a business model that the entire software industry would follow. The concept of platform control, where one company provides the foundation that others build upon, became a dominant strategy in technology. By the mid-1990s, MS-DOS was fading into history, replaced by Windows and other graphical operating systems. Yet its influence persists. The command prompt in modern Windows is a direct descendant of MS-DOS. Many of the same commands still work today. Programmers and system administrators still rely on command line interfaces for their power and precision. The story of MS-DOS is ultimately about timing, strategy, and the power of standards. A $50,000 purchase and a clever licensing deal positioned Microsoft at the center of the personal computer revolution. That black screen with white text became the canvas on which the digital age was painted, changing not just the computer world, but the entire world itself.